Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. In the last part we took on the Oubliette of Suffering and now we're back on Tanline Island since now that we have Risky's boots, we can go through this room and make our way over here back on Tanline Island and get an enchanted blade! Now you might remember, someone said they needed this back at Scuttle Town, so we'll need to give that to them eventually. But first off, a bit later on in Tanline Island, just past where the temple is I believe, which as you can see by the way I've grinded up to max gems again, you may have seen when we were first here that there was a lone purple block we could break with a scimitar. You could head down here earlier, but we couldn't get the item that's down here until after we got the boots. So now that we do, let's go check out what's down here. Recommend you start running from about here. And I hate that enemy placement. And down here is Tanline's last Cacklebat. So with that, Tanline is now 100%. You never need to come back here unless you want to grind for more gems, which I think I do at least once. I think, because one thing I tend to do towards the end of the game, and I do it this time around as well, is that I try to max out on as many items as I can. Shantae, have you seen Bolo around anywhere? He seems to have vanished. I guess I was too hard on him. He's a great assistant, even though I know he'd rather be off exploring. He's just not into this dusty old stuff. Oh, Uncle. This experiment was different. I was attempting to prove the effects of various forms of magic. I thought that if I could contain the magic, I could help you to... To what? Never mind. I'm just a foolish old man. I just hope Bolo is safe. Well, he should be. So, yeah, if you can't tell, we're back in Scuttle Town. I'm actually going to get a good amount of hearts here, because I think I have over 12 Heart Squids. Actually, thinking about it, that might be a reason that Mud Bog is kind of a big difficulty spike. Because you have not enough health to really deal with the enemy's damage at that point, because a lot of enemies can do 2 to 4 damage in that place. So that might be the big reason why that, at least the early third and even the Village of Lost Souls is actually kind of a difficult area. Now, by now, you've also probably noticed something about this game's structure. After every island, we end up coming back to Scuttle Town, which I actually really like that. Because, first off, that gives you a chance to restock any items or buy some stuff you might want to get. And also a chance to talk to all the NPCs, because the NPCs do change dialogue after every area, I believe. Either way, at this point, I'm gonna max out the pistol just because I like having the maxed out pistol. And I'm gonna get that power kick. I never use this. I actually forget how you use it, even. It's not that good, but it's there, I suppose. Also, you probably noticed it, but the Ammo Baron's been doing some work on the town. In fact, I believe at this point, it's actually called Ammo Town. Which, well, we failed at getting him out of here, didn't we? Have you seen Bolo? I could really use his help making gravel. Yeah, where is Bolo? Not you again! I thought you were out of my hair for good! You should be ashamed of yourself for what you've done to this place. The last mayor wasn't too bright. That's an understatement. But at least he cared about us. You're just using this place for your own selfish gain. It's my town and I'll do what I want. Drat, when's that blasted targeting module gonna arrive? And where's Barracuda Joe? I can't install it without him. You see him around? Kind of nondescript guy? What happened to my new recruits? Come to think of it, they never did come back from the palace. What's taking them so blasted long? We can't get this show on the road without them either. Well, I should go at least help him out with that, because I want to be a good Samaritan, I suppose. Either way, now we actually have the boots. I'm going to show this off. There's actually a shortcut you can take here in Tangle Forest and just go right through the main wall. And now we're back at the palace. Oh, there they are. Oh, look, it's Brandon. He secretly transforms into Branson. He's a very popular hero all over the world. But where's his enchanted blade? Why am I staring at this totally buff, gorgeous loser? He's supposed to be Branson. Come on, guy, transform already. Total ripoff. Is that the enchanted blade? You found it? Yeah. Here you go. My blade! Now that I have it, I better make myself scarce. I'm pretty sure my good friend Branson is about to make a sudden appearance. Oh, gosh. Shh. He's going to say the words. Hey guys, we should go get matching purses. No reason they should be used for ladies anymore. Am I right, fellas? Hey fellas, don't leave, fellas, come back! It's Branson! Shout your battle cry. I gained the advantage! Now then, only a trio of others are privy to my deception. The Bald Enchantress, Man with Guns, and the Hob Mage. And now me. 4. Right, 4. Together we protect Castle Boneface from the uncouth regions of the Grim Reaper's ghost. Your adventures sound kinda cooler than mine. They are, and I'm also an excellent role model. I'm not, on account of my bad temper and outlandish outfit. I love that line. Just remember, kid. It's not what's on the outside like skin and hair. It's what's on the inside that counts. A kind heart and blood in your guts. That's what makes the whole body go round. Thanks, that means a lot, Brandon. Who's Brandon? Knock it off, you're the same guy just with a jazzier halter top. Okay, show's over, get going. Remember, tell the truth and be true. To yourself. Sweet, we saw it. Yep, the Grim Reaper's ghost will pay you good money for this info. Let's head back to the ammo baron before he notices we're missing. See you, girlfriend. What, the girls from Saliva Island? You work for the ammo baron? Yeah, bet you didn't think they'd be important. But yeah, I wonder what that's parodying. I actually really love that, though. Especially I gain the advantage. Either way, now we're back in the sewer because we can get a cackle bat down here now that we have the boots. This is actually the last thing you need to get in the sewers if you want to, get everything. There is one more thing in these sewers, but I'm not going to get it until after the next dungeon for reasons. Though, if you've ever played the game, or at least seen everything, I think, gotten every achievement, you probably know what I'm talking about. Because I think there's an achievement for that. And now we're back on Spiderweb Island. Look who's back. So what's this I hear about you and Risky Boots? But what? Uh-huh. You're all high and mighty when it comes to us, but I suppose you can team up with her and that's all fine and dandy. You got the wrong idea. I'm just trying to help everyone I care about. Fancy that. So what brings you all the way back out here anyway? Oh, I found a place. The Village of Lost Souls. You don't need to say nothing more. I know all about it. About what? My night job. Something I'm working on. None of your biz, sis. Aww. Anyway, I found this there. How cute, it's a wandering soul. It must have been separated from its body and can't find its way home. Whose soul is it? Only one way to find out. You just need to trigger the right memories. Maybe this fellow committed some foul deed in life, something he'd never forget. Or true love, something he or she will remember for all time. Or something embarrassing. Like maybe he did diaper commercials as a child, and he still wears them because he misses being in the spotlight. You're wrong! Who said that? Comfort and convenience ain't no crime! Whoa, it's Barracuda Joe? See, that wasn't so hard. Here, take his spirit back to him. He'll be up and about in no time. Well, assuming you kept the body. If not, I've got a few spares lying around. And we got the spirit of Joe, which has a mustache. I love it. Wow, I can't believe it. It's not a big deal. Listen, Roddy. I met someone in the Village of Lost Souls. She explained some things to me and, well, I just want you to know that whatever happens, I'll always be your friend. Really? Through thick and thin, no matter what. Big brother? Think she means it, sis. Don't mess it up this time. Can we have her for dinner? That's the kind of garbage I'm talking about. I love Abner. I actually really hope he's in the Roddy Tops mode. Either way, let's give that soul back to Joe. Also, you don't say anything new with the soul. I'm kind of surprised by that. Whisper softly to Barracuda Joe's soul. Awaken, sweet baby sunshine! Shantae, get away from him. What? Leave him, he's an eternal testament to my status as a bachelorette. No way, I won't let you waste your life standing there like that old man I destroyed. Eh? I give you Barracuda Joe. Barracuda Joe's alive. This is absolutely incredible. How did you accomplish this? Shantae, you're the most amazing friend ever. I'll never question your judgment again. You really should. Joe has had some time to think. And, a lot of fish in the sea. And all that. Well, back to work. Ouch. What? Come back here and marry me, you scumbag. I'm gonna go too. See ya, Sky. Men are idiots. At least I still have Wrench. Caca. Wrench is clearly best character. Anyway, how you doing, Ammo? I still need that targeting module. It's probably waiting to be picked up at Frostbite Island. So, if you can't tell, we've done all of our business around here that we can do, so it's time for us to finally head off to the last of the main islands. which I just took the long way around by cycling this way. Welcome to Frostbite. It's a nice level, as you can probably tell. Though I really like that background. That's really nice. This is it. Frostbite Island. End of the line. Oh my gosh, it's freezing! I'll take the burning sand and lava any day over this. We'll find the 5th and final den of evil here. If we can destroy the source of his power one last time, the Pirate Master will be finished. I'm ready! And this place is kind of odd. It requires you to use the boots in order to more or less progress through any of the screens, because little hills like this, because of the ice, you can't walk up them, you only slide back down. Also walk into that, run into that wall with the scimitar and you get a Cacklebat to spawn. And honestly, I'm not a fan of this area. It's my least favorite island in the game. More so even than Mudbog, because Mudbog, well, it has a difficulty spike. At least it has some great music and my favorite dungeon. And some interesting lore stuff that I can't wait for more explanation on. But this area is just bland. In fact, I think it's the most linear island out of all of them because until the dungeon, it's almost entirely a straight shot through. So, Ammo Baron? What's he doing all the way out here? Guess I'll just listen in. Blah, blah, won't tolerate any more of your delays.
Calm yourself, Baron. The weapon will be ready to fire, I promise you. But you can't rush art.
Art? We're talking about a device that, kablamo, turns villages into slag heaps.
You worry too much. The weapon will function. I designed it myself. The palace will fall, and when it does, you'll have complete control over all of Suicanland.
Sequelland? Ha! I won't stop there. The entire world will be in my garage. Lock, load, shoot the core. Bourgeois!
Yes, yes. Why don't you return to that Scuttle Town where it's nice and cozy? I'll have the device sent to you the moment it's ready.
You're stalling again, Techno Baron.
Relax, my assistant has everything under control.
That module better come soon.
User, peasant. Oops. Run ahead and check on my assistant. See what's taking him so long with the targeting module. Roughen him up if you have to. He's in my new floating factory, Propeller Town.
So you're a random new character that has had no prior explanation? Who? Oh, for some reason, actually, that guy always reminded me of Fawful from the Mario and Luigi games. I think it's the green and the red that does it. But the one thing I can say about this island is that if you're a fan of going fast, you'll love it because you'll be using the boots about 85% of the time. And I do love the music here for that matter as well. But this place just kind of bores me. Also, this is a bit odd. This game doesn't always do this, but some enemies respawn when you leave the screen and come back. Or even not even leave the screen and come back if you just scroll them off a la Mega Man. But it only does that for some of them for some reason. I don't know what the difference is. Oh well. A lot of the enemies here are pretty simple, though, because most of them go down in one little run from the boots. So they shouldn't be giving you much trouble, but they can do some decent damage, at least the werewolves can. The bats are kind of pathetic at this point. Although, admittedly saying that, that is kind of one problem I have with Frostbite Island, is that it doesn't keep the difficulty from Mudbog. Maybe it's because I have more health, so it doesn't feel as difficult, but the difficulty spikes with Mudbog and then falls back down for this island, which I'm not sure if I like that idea. Mind you, that's probably just because, as I said before, I have more health, but that can make all the difference, really. Having more health can make things a lot easier. Also, I love the sprite for the running with the boots. Oh, hey, Cacklebat, you're random in here. I think this is the only Cacklebat that's not on its own now that I think about it. At least ones that you have to can unlock. Which makes me think they were probably running out of ideas for putting Cacklebats in their own rooms by this point. Which, mind you, at this point, because I doubt they developed this area first, though admittedly, developing games backwards, this is a good way to make games have a good curve of difficulty, because then you can slowly make things simpler instead of making them more complex. Yeah, game design is weird. One thing I can say about Frostbite is that I think it's the most linear island in the game, even compared to the Village of, to Mudbog, because Mudbog at least had a few different ways you could go about the Village of Lost Souls section. And Tanline, well, that was a stealth section, followed by a dungeon anyway. Whereas this entire area is more or less one direction that you're going in, aside from one instance. Also, if you can't tell by the slight change in background, we're heading into this area's sub-dungeon. Welcome to Propeller Town. Which, actually, the music, I believe, is actually remixed from Shantae 1, and a really good one, actually. Now, I say this place is linear, but it actually immediately opens up with a choice. However, it's a very minor one. You either go left or right, and to the right is only a Heart Squid. So, it's still kind of linear. This is actually a lot of people's least favorite Heart Squid in the game, though, because you're in these Donkey Kong Country barrel things, which, as I mentioned, red ones always shoot you off in a determined direction, the green ones you get to choose. And that means you have a good amount of chances to screw it up. Thankfully, I haven't memorized by this point, but this could be annoying. This can really, really be annoying. I know some people that have been here for like 10 minutes trying to get that Heart Squid without figuring out that the exact amount of directions you need to go in. Though I think in terms of pure size, Propeller Town might be the largest area in the game. Because this place is actually fairly big. A lot of it's kind of wide open, yeah, but there are some big and long rooms in here. This is actually a very interesting thing they rarely really use in this game. It's more or less a rope swing section where you have to stay away from the spikes, because as you know, spikes send you back to the beginning of a room. However, they don't really do much of this, because this could have made for a lot of interesting little puzzles and tense moments where you just had to constantly keep moving on the ropes. Or chains, technically. But it's not that hard, especially if you have the hat where you can just kind of skip past most of it. Ah. Though I love the clouds in the background. Those are actually very nice clouds. I'm a sucker for graphics sometimes, I won't lie. Oh god. The recover couldn't save me there. Though I do have to question one thing. What's with the Ed.209s for enemies? And don't lie, those are more or less Ed.209s with skulls on the faces. You know they are. So what's going on there? If I were to compare this place in terms of difficulty to the prior sub-dungeons, though, this is probably easier than the Village of Lost Souls, but harder than the Tanline Temple. Because the Tanline Temple can't kill you. Well, it can, but you have to run into those rats over and over again, and I don't see any of us doing that. The biggest pain in the ass about this area, though, is that there are some areas that you need to come back to in order to get enemy, like Cacklebats or Heart Squids in this area that we can't access right now because we don't have the next dungeon's item. Meaning I have to backtrack all the way here. Not looking forward to that. And now we just got another boots chain. I think this is actually the area where you can get the second highest total in the game, going upwards of 30. I hate that jump, by the way, because I have fallen down there so many times. If you fall down, you have to go back to the chain room. Which, no thanks. My practice run, I fell down there twice, which was not fun. Hello, random save man. I really like to spam the save guy in here. I guess it's because one thing I don't think I've gone over is that if you save your game and load it, you're at max health. So I guess it's in case you die, so you can just have a lot of health. But the likelihood of you dying in here, unless you're doing like unless you have much less health than I do, is kind of low. Also, one of the first items we can't get yet is up in that little crevice there. So that's a lot of the way I had to backtrack. Next one's in the top left corner of this room, so that's another good way I have to backtrack, although it's the same trip technically. And the final one, well, that won't be for a bit. Ooh, meat chunklet. What is this about the word chunklet? It just sounds grabolo. Bolo! You're working for the Techno Baron? Sure, why not? I've got glasses. He said I look super smart, so he made me his assistant. Someone finally appreciates me. I feel like I'm on top of the world. Well, yeah, we're 1,000 feet in the air. Look, I don't want to mess up on my first day. I just put the final touches on this doohickey. It's supposed to go to the Ammo Baron back in Scuttle Town. Techno Baron says it's super important. But what's it do? I don't know. So what? You're my friend. You always have been. I can count on you, right? Here, take it. And we get the targeting module. Great. I actually like this dilemma because we want to help our friend, but we know that this is not going to be used for anything good. But in order to progress the game, you have to get it to the Baron, so I'm going to do that. Also, the final item is up in this room, so I can't get that yet either. And now I'm going to cut back to Scuttle Town, because you'd have to backtrack all the way back. I used a pirate flare myself, but yeah. The targeting module! Can I have it? The targeting module has arrived! This is awesome! Pow! Good work, citizen! Kapow! We're all set! Thanks, girly! Glad you finally decided to join the winning team! Look, I even drew my own fan art of how your Tammo Town uniform would look. That's small. Pew pew. Well, first I got a few other businesses to take care of. Let's run down the checklist. Power maximum. Aye, sir. Power on station.
Finger on the trigger.
And you sure that targeting module is installed properly? She's up to code. Ain't gonna miss. Meaning it's gonna hit the target, right? Absolutely. She's locked on the palace, sir. Wait, stop! You can't do this. There are people in that palace. You're gonna defend those mopey bureaucratic busybodies? If any survive, I'll give them new jobs right here at the new Secret Land HQ. Ha 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 ha! No! Fire on my mark. 3, 2, 1. Fiery palace disruptor cannon.
Ah, fresh, cool air. The smell of victory fills my nostrils. When the ammo baron destroys Secret Land Palace, I will become extremely wealthy, even beyond my wildest dreams. I will create weapons even more terrible than before. Soon the real power in Secret Land will be me. Me, the Techno Baron. Huh? That is one chubby green bird.
And we never see him again. At least probably until Half Genie Hero. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. And that's the dungeon. Randomly. Report! Shot fired successfully, sir. Yeah, but the incorrect target was destroyed. What? We fired over Secret Land Palace and blew a hole right through Frostbite Island. Who's responsible for this nightmare? Targeting module's hooked up right as rain. Then how? Problem's right here. That there right there is the main circuit panel. She's installed backwards, and upside down, and inside out. Must have been whoever engineered the thing. Oh my gosh, Bolo saved the day. How long until we can fire again? Gonna need to get a new module. Blast! Someone find the Techno Baron! I'm not telling him. Maybe it's time I checked out that hole. And with that rather odd note, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 11 we'll be checking out that dungeon on Frostbite Island. See you guys then.